Okay, so today I'm planning to start the collections. Okay, as we covered like loopings and conditional statements. Okay, so the basic idea here is, as we already discussed, we have primitive data. So we have primitive data types. Okay, so that is nothing but like integer, float. Okay, and string and also boolean. Okay, but the limitation of these all data types are these data types can able to store one value at a time. Okay, so that means you can store in a only one value called 10 or 20 whatever it is integer, but you can able to store only one value. Similarly, something like example, if I'm writing s equal to hello. Okay, so these all data types will support to store one value at a time, and that to respective data type as per. But if user wants to store the multiple values at a time, so these data type does not support. Okay, so for that only Python is giving a providing a special data type called collection data types. Okay, so collection data types are basically used to or support for storing the multiple values in a single variable. Okay, so if you want to store, either it may be all types of same like all integers or multiple strings, or it may be combination of int and float and strings also. It is irrespective of the data type. If you want to store multiple values in a single placeholder or single variable, then either of the collection data type we have to use. Okay, so that is the basic usage of the collection. So a collection is a group or set of values. It might be same type or different type also in Python especially. If you go for other language like Java or C, it is always restricted to same type only. You cannot combine the multiple data to a single collection. But in Python, we have a provision or advantage. You can also include the multiple different types of data also. I mean to say, let's take example, a simple example I'm taking. Li is equal to, you can hold only numbers, or you can hold something all are strings. Okay, or you can hold mix and match also. Like example, a comma 1 plus 10 comma 5.5, assume that. So likewise, you can store same data type elements or different data type elements also we can store in the Python. This is the one advantage what we have in the Python compared to other language. Okay, and so basically, whenever you want to store in this way multiple values at a time, multiple what do you want to store? I mean that elements at a time, then we can go for collection data type. Okay, so basically here the collection data type is indicating a group of values. Simple, I can say that. Okay, so now these are, we have totally 4 types in Python: list, tuple, set, and dictionary. Okay, so these are the 4 types of collections we have in the Python. So to store the multiple values at a time, it may be depends on your requirement. But what are the different differences between each one, and when to use the respective collection type, we can understand now. Okay, but all 4 are, as I said initially, it allow you to store the multiple values, or maybe same type or maybe different type also. That is the common point of all the collections. But each collection have individually, there will be a differences and properties we'll see now. Okay, the first one we'll talk about list. Okay, so list basically it's a collection of, as shown on the above, it's a collection of values and which is represented by square brackets. Okay, so whenever you want to define a either square brackets, or you can use a constructor function called list of function. Okay, either of these two you can use to define the list. Okay, whenever you write on some variable is equal to list of or the empty square brackets, it internally define a list in the Python. Like example, if I'm writing a equal to either square bracket or same a equal to, if I'm writing list of, both will create a list object internally. Okay, the fundamental behavior of the list is it allows the duplicate values. Okay, so in list you can store the duplicate values. Okay, and after that it can be modifiable. That means we simply call it is mutable, and it means list can be update can be this can be updatable at the time of execution. Okay, 1 second, Anna. Yeah, sorry. So here it's a mutable nature in the list. So it means like whatever the data we stored initially in the list, it can be modifiable. So later on, you can open the collection and you can modify the collection. That means you can add the values, you can remove the existing values. So you can do the any operations on the collection or list. So that's the nature of the mutable nature. And also it maintain the insertion order. That means however you insert the data, the same way you can able to retrieve the data. Example, you insert in the order of, let's take in this case, if you take 10, 20, 30. So when you're printing the list, the output also will be like 10, 20, 30 only. So likewise, you can also maintain the data in the, so likewise, whatever we mentioned, same way, we can get the output in the, yeah, sorry. So same way we can get the output, okay? And the other feature here is, it is dynamic in size. So means there is no fixed size for the, you may add any number of elements dynamically. Similarly, you can delete the number of elements also. It purely depends on the your requirement. So however we can insert or delete whatever the data we want. So it supports dynamic size. So first one, it allows the duplicate values, and it is a mutable object, means you can modify the data, and you can maintain the, you can print the data how you were inserted the order, and it supports the dynamic size. Okay, so and also it supports the indexing. So means you can able to retrieve the data based on the index. So as like array, so each value, the index starts with 0 and ends with size -1. Like in this case, the first value can represent by li of 0, like in this case li of 0, and the second value can represent by li of 1, and third value can represent by li of 2. So likewise, you can retrieve the data or update the data using the indexes in the list. Okay, so different basic features of the list. Okay, but now whatever I said, we have 4 types of collections, and each collection has one difference out of these 5 points. Okay, here see, if you have these 5 points whatever I mentioned, so with respect to these points, one of each collection has a different nature. Like example, if you see the next one, we have tuple. Okay, so here if you see the tuple, so the representation will be open and closed bracket. So that is the first one, or we can tuple. Okay. So this is the representation, first difference. And if you see here, it allow the duplicate values. So it's similar to list, and it maintain the insertion order. It is also similar to list, and it also and another one, indexing. It supports indexing. But coming to the tuple, the difference will be, it is immutable. It is a major difference. Tuple is an immutable object. It means whatever the data initially we stored in the tuple, that cannot be modifiable. So it means it is a fixed size collection. So initially, if you store the 5 elements, through the entire program, it will be 5 elements only. You cannot remove or you cannot add at the time of execution. So that's why we call tuple as a immutable object. But remaining features similar to list, but this is the major difference between the list and tuple. When somebody asks you what is the difference between list and tuple, the major difference, list is a mutable object, tuple is a immutable object. Okay. Now, the next one, set. So set is indicating by set of only. There is no, I mean to say, representation will be curly bracket, but default we cannot represent, because for dictionary also we use same thing. Okay. And here again, the major difference, see that compared to the other two, like what we can say, that list and tuple, set allows only unique values. Okay, unique, it doesn't allow the duplicate values, but it is similar to list other than this feature. Like example, it is mutable, so you can edit it or delete or insert whatever you want. And the second order, it is not ordered collection, unordered collection, we can say that. Okay, unordered means whatever the data we stored in the set, it may not retrieve the same order. It may maintain the data in different order. and it is not supporting indexing also, not supports indexing. Okay, not supports indexing. And obviously the other one, unique values, mutable. So the common point from the list and set is mutable nature, but other three are, you can see, all are different. It will allow the duplicate, set does not allow, it is unique. And it maintains the insertion order, it does not maintain the insertion order, and also indexing also does not support. Okay, this is the basic difference between the list and the last one, dictionary. So dictionary, the basic, first of all, to other all three collections, the basic difference is it enter the two values at a time. That is, we call key value pairs. So it will allow to store the two values at a time. So that's why we called it as a mapped collection. Remaining all are single value collections, but dictionary is the mapped collection. That means at a time you can store two values. One is called key, another one is value. Here key is unique and value is unique and value is maybe duplicate. Okay, so that is the nature of that, and it is a mutable. Okay, and it is also not support indexing, not supports index. Okay, and finally what the other one we have to, not supports indexing. Yeah, it is also unordered. Basically I can say that it's ordered based on the key. I can say that based on key, it's not the based on index. Okay, so however the keys we have, based on the data will be stored. Okay, so the representation will be again here curly brackets only, and here dict of constructs we can use. So this is the basic difference, and in simpler words I can give you the high level one. Okay, so first one, let's take example. Li is equal to, I'm writing list is equal to, can write 10, 20, 30. I will tell you the different the representation. Let's take 10, I'm writing. And now tuple tu is equal to 10, sorry, 10, 20, 30, 10, and set is equal to, okay, 10, 20, 30. Now let's take example here. Yeah, so this is the simple example for all three types. Okay, now one line I will show you all the difference so that you can understand. Okay, now this is the high level representation of each collection in the Python. First point, as I mentioned, all are collections, so all are allowed to store the collection of values or group of values. It may be same or it may be different types. There is no hardcore rule. We have to store only integers or we have to store only float. You can store either different types also. Okay, it depends on your requirement. This is the first point. Now coming to the second point, in list, as I mentioned, it will be allow the duplicate. See, if you have the 10 comma 10, okay, so it allow the duplicate. In tuple also duplicate. Set, let's see, if you see that only unique values it has. Okay, and here a b c can be unique, maybe you can change that, values may be duplicate. So here keys are unique and values may be duplicate. Okay, this is the first difference. Now second difference I'm telling, list can be modifiable, that is we call mutable. You can change the data dynamically. Tuple immutable. Okay, so you cannot modify the data. Set is mutable, means you can modify the data at the dynamic way or at the time of execution. Similarly, dictionary also mutable. Okay, so that means except tuple, remaining three collections you can use for operations, like you can insert the data, delete the data, search the data, and modify the data. Whatever you want to do, you can do that. But tuple, you cannot do any operation except retrieval. Whatever the data we can able to retrieve or we can able to store, that's it. We cannot do any operations. Okay, and now this is ordered collection, means what is order you stored, 10, 20, 30, 10, the same order you can expect the output. Similarly, tuple also ordered collection, but set is unordered. You cannot expect the order which you inserted. Similarly, it is ordered but based on key, not on the index. Okay, and next, you can able to do the operation based on index here. It supports. Here also it supports. Set completely does not support anything. Okay. No index. Dictionary, no index, but you can, it supports key. As I mentioned, right, supports key operations based on the A, B, C we have, right? So based on that, you can do the operation. That means it whatever the place you are using index in the list and tuple, the same place you can use the key in the dictionary. But set completely not supporting either key or index. Both are not available in the set. Okay. And after that, representation, already I told you the symbolic representation I already mentioned. And what else we have? Unique values, duplicate mention, modify. Yeah. So and another one. So this is called mapped collection, and these are single value collection. Single value collection. Okay. These three are single value. At a time you can able to store single, but here we can able to store in the dictionary two values at a time. Yeah, this is all about collections what we have in the Python. Okay. So this see basic intro question you will getting on the collection is this one only, difference between each type of the collection, and definitely maybe operations, some operations on the each collection. So to do the operations, definitely we require methods. What are the different methods available in the each collection, that we need to understand. Okay. But before that, so any doubts till this point?
No, sir.
Okay, that's fine then. And if you talk about only list now, okay, so that we can store the data and we can operate on the data as I mentioned, right? So we can perform different operations on the list. Let's take example. I'm taking list is equal to, as I mentioned, 10, 20, 30, 10. Okay, we'll see different operations what we have on the list now. So first one, properties we have to know the list size and min and max like that. So first one, the common function available on the collections is length. So it will give the size of the list or length of the list. Like in this case, if you return length of li, okay, will return the data count of the elements, how many there in the list. That is here 4. Similarly, we have min and max. Min, so min of li, so that is minimum value called 10. Similarly, max of value will be 30. And also we have sum. So these are the 4 inbuilt property methods on the all the collections. Okay. So here 10 plus 10, 20, 40, sorry, 40, 70, yes. 70 is the sum. Yeah, these are the 4 general properties we have available in the list. You can use them directly on the program wherever you require. Okay. And similarly, we have del is a keyword to delete the entire list. Let's say example, del li will delete complete list. Similarly, del li of 0, if you specify, it will delete the specific index based value. That means li of 0 will delete the first value. Okay. So likewise, del keyword also we can use. But these 4, 5, whatever they mentioned, these are the common for all these 4 collections. It will work with all the collections. Okay. But now, except this one can't be tuple, because as I mentioned, individual operation we can't do. Other than this, all are remaining you can apply on tuple also. But after this, what I'm telling, especially for list only. So that means these can be operate on the list only. You cannot operate on other collections. So any doubt as of now?
No, sir.
First of all, Sumita, Amit, and Abhishek, thank you so
No,
much
sir.
for
Okay, good. Okay, okay.
should- so far. I think Abhishek, I think
Now there is a first method called.
please put service count feedback.
So we can do the operations. Okay. So first one, insertion. So we can do the insertion using append or extend. We can use these three methods basically, or insert also. So these are the three methods which we can use for insertion of data into the list. Okay. Example, li is equal to 10 comma 20 is there. Okay. So append will use it, generally use it to add the value to the last position. Let's take example. If I'm writing li dot append of 30, I'm writing. Okay. So now your output will be 10, 20, 30. Similarly, if I'm writing generally extend will use it to combine the another collection. Let's take example. I want to add two elements at a time. Yes, you can use by extend. Yeah. So that's the basic difference. Append is used to add only one value at a time, and extend will use it to add the multiple values at a time. Okay. And insert definitely will allow you to insert the data at given position. So whatever the position you want to add, you can add that position. Like example, li dot insert 2 comma 35. Assume that. Now 35 will add at the position of second.
Operating
So
diversity.
yeah, now your output will be first one same, second one same, but in second position it will be, I mean, 0, 1, 2. Now it will be 35, and then after it will be 30, and then 40, 50. So likewise, at a given position, if you want to insert the data, we can use the insert operation. So these are the three operations. So these are the three operations we can use for insertion data into the list. So first one, append operation, second one, extend operation, and third one, insert operation. Okay. So these three operations will allow you to store the data into the list. Similarly, if you want to remove the data, we have first one, clear method will remove all the data from the list. Okay. Clear will remove all the data from the list. And after that, we have like after clear, we have remove itself is there. Remove value, whichever the value you want to remove, you can remove that value. And if you want to delete the last value, you can use the pop. So these are the three methods to remove that. So here, let's take li dot clear. If I'm writing, it will remove all the data in the li. It will give the empty list now. And remove means li dot remove of, let's take 30. If you given 35, so 35 will be removed, only 35. And if I'm writing simply li dot pop, the last value will be removed. Last value means it will be 50. So likewise, you can remove the data from the list. Okay. And if you want to update, so purely it will done through, there is no inbuilt method, but there is an index we can use, like li of, let's take 2 is equal to, if I'm writing 100. So whatever the value we have in the second index, that is 30, now it will replace by 100. So if you want to update the data, you can use the index to update the data. Okay. And after that, sorting and reverse we have. So li dot sort, it will arrange the data in ascending order. Okay. Li dot sort reverse is equal to true. If I'm writing, it will arrange that in descending order. Okay. So it will be ascending order, and this will be descending order, will arrange the data. And if I'm writing simply li dot reverse, it will reverse the list. Whatever the data order, it will be reverse the data, like for example 10 to 50 is there. Now the output will be 50 to 10. It will simply reverse the data. Okay. And the last two methods we have here is li dot index of given value. Let's take example. If I'm giving 20, so where is the index, you know, right? It will start with 0 to size minus, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I'm writing li of index of 20, it will give the output of 1. Similarly, li dot count, so count of 10, it will give occurrences, how many times the value is there. Let's take example, in this it will be only one time. For example, if it is more than one time, the number will getting that. Okay. So count will give the, remember, count will give the number of occurrences. Okay. Occurrences, how many times it is repeatedly there in the collection. Index will give the where it is present, which position. I can say position. Okay. And last but not least, copy method. So if I'm writing L1 dot co copy, it will create the duplicate copy of the list. So same copy it will store in the LI1. Okay. So these are the different methods which are available in the list. By using this all method, you can perform the operations on the list, and you can do modifications or updations, whatever you want. You can do the operations. So any doubt as of now? So still there's any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay then. So by this I'm stopping. So tomorrow we'll continue the practical examples on the list. Okay. So now whatever the methods I covered, functions I covered, using that functions, how to perform and what are the different examples we have, that all will cover using these functions on the tomorrow class. Okay. So today I just covered the what are the different types of collections we have, what are the differences of them, and list functions I covered. So examples on the list, and along with that tuple also will cover tomorrow, because tuple doesn't have any inbuilt function, I mean that inbuilt operations. Tuple is only used for storing and retrieval. That's it. You cannot do any operation. So just we may create the tuple and retrieve the data. That is enough. Okay. So but anyway, tomorrow we'll continue the other operations. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.